Congratulations, 49ers fans. Your season isn't over yet. The Packers season is over. And the Packers season is over because their special teams is atrocious. Imagine being a Packer fan right now. Imagine how sobering that must feel. But forget them. Not our problem. The Niners season is still going. And it's definitely the most remarkable season I've ever covered, the most enjoyable season I've ever covered, because it's so intriguing. It's not like the Niners 2 years ago, they were just the number one seed. They made it easier. So easy. Everything was very easy. Even when Jimmy Garoppolo was struggling, they would blow out teams. Now, no. Jimmy Garoppolo is still struggling, and they have to go down to the wire in every single freaking game, and they win. Anyway, Thomas says, Niners, shout out JV, Jacob, Ben, Jace, and Ruben. I don't know who they are, but shout out them. Let's go through my instant reaction. Let's start with Jimmy Garoppolo because he's the quarterback. After the game, Kyle Shanahan said he was so impressed with Jimmy Garoppolo. He said he battled. Out there. And Nick Bosa said that he's the perfect quarterback for the team. And a lot of people kept saying how he takes so much crap from the media and the fans and really proved everyone wrong today. I missed that. I didn't see that in this game that I was at. What I saw was a quarterback who threw an interception on his 9th pass of the game. And the interception, it wasn't like the ball got away from him, his thumb messed up. It's like he made a bad decision. George Kittle was open in the end zone. Garoppolo saw it late, threw it late, got picked. Should have been a touchdown. Should not have been an interception. And it happened in the red zone, so it cost the Niners 3 points. Really should have cost them 7 points. And that was Jimmy Garoppolo's biggest imprint on the game. He threw 19 passes. He took 4 sacks. 4 sacks. 23 dropbacks, 4 sacks, 1 pick. The Niners would be better off never throwing the ball. Too much risk involved with him dropping back and throwing. Too much risk involved with him dropping back and throwing. And, you know, people give him credit for the Niners winning. People give him credit for his teammates overcoming him and winning. But the way I see with him is no one really wants to say why he's getting pushed out of town, even though he wins. The team said it was about the injuries. It's not about the injuries. The injuries are a small part of it. But what's more consistent about Jimmy Garoppolo is the interceptions, the bad decisions. It wasn't just one bad decision in this game. There was the interception, but there were about two or three other plays that could have been picked as well. Jimmy Garoppolo is one of the few quarterbacks who will consistently throw late to the flat on a check down pass and almost get intercepted, trying to check the ball down. I mean, Troy Aikman was not impressed in the booth. He was really talking about Jimmy Garoppolo with contempt because Troy Aikman won multiple Super Bowls and knows what it takes. And he was on stacked teams and he actually held his own, unlike Jimmy Garoppolo. Troy Aikman wasn't an arsonist on the Cowboys back in the early 90s. He was a key member of that team and a key reason for why they won games. Jimmy's hasn't been a reason for why they've won a game in a very long time. He's the reason the games are so close. And it's the interceptions. I mean, you try to take the ball out of you try to take the game out of his hands and he throws a pick on his 9th attempt. What do you do with that? How do you work around that? And that's why I made such a big deal of his interceptions in training camp. He threw 11 picks in training camp. He threw 299 passes. I looked it up today. I tracked this and threw 11 picks. That's an interception percentage of like 3.7, which is god awful. During the regular season this year, it was 2.9, which is above the league average. Not good, but better than what it was in training camp. And then now in the postseason, he's back to turning the ball over like he did in training camp. And when he was throwing those picks in training camp, he would stand there every day with a smile on his face and say, oh, you know, that's what practice is for. As if by throwing those picks in camp, he would learn what not to do and improve. But that's not what he does. What he does is he throws the same picks every day, every practice, every game with no conscience and stands up there with a gold watch and a gold necklace and smiles and says, you know, how great we played. No. Talk about they, as in your teammates. You put them in a hole and you couldn't dig them out. They digged you out. 57.1 quarterback rating, no touchdowns. All the points scored by special teams and an interception. I don't see how the 49ers can work around this guy very much longer. I mean, to their credit, they're so good, they can work him out, work around him. But in this game, I think everyone was thinking Jimmy's going to have to make a play eventually, right? Didn't Troy Aikman say that on television? Jimmy's going to have to make a play eventually, but he never had to make that play because special teams blocked a punt and returned it for a touchdown. That sort of let Jimmy Garoppolo off the hook. He makes certain nice throws throughout a game. He made a nice throw on 3rd and 11. He had a couple nice throws. Every professional quarterback can say that after a game. Every professional quarterback has a couple of good plays, and especially if they're making $27 million a year. I'm tired of people saying, oh, well, he had this one throw or that one throw. That's not enough. It doesn't offset the interception. It doesn't offset his horrendous mistakes. And the thing about the way he makes his mistakes, good quarterbacks don't make those mistakes. I don't know what you want to call them, boneheaded mistakes, rookie mistakes. Good quarterbacks don't make those mistakes. And he's such a net negative on the team right now that I still don't understand why he's playing. He's injured. He's making mistakes left and right. In the last, 4 games, he's thrown 2 touchdowns and 6 picks, a 1-to-3 interception ratio. That's not going to get it done. So kudos to special teams and defense and Eric Armstead, who I'm going to talk about in a minute, for bailing him out. But how sustainable is this? I'm not getting on here to complain. I really do want to praise the 49ers for being able to overcome such a liability at quarterback. It's not easy to do. It's the most important player on the team. He's the player who can turn the ball over most regularly. He does turn the ball over regularly and doesn't give you big plays to offset them, and they win anyway. It's quite remarkable. In a sense, Jimmy Garoppolo brings the best out of everyone because they know they can't rely on him to win the game. In fact, he'll lose it, and they have to overcome him, and it brings out the best in everyone. So maybe by him being so bad, it's actually a good thing for the team because they can't just rely on him to win. Let's answer some questions. Wow, all I can say is much love, 230, let's ride. Yup. How's that Jimmy taste? Gobble it up. That was really graphic. Here, Grant, take my money. Jimmy Garoppolo had a quarterback rating of 57, and you're talking like that? I don't know, man. Grant, every person you've doubted this year has proved you wrong. DeMeco, Hightower, Armstead, etc. The only one who hasn't improved is Jimmy. Agree. Every single person I've doubted this year, except for Jimmy, has proved me wrong. Jimmy proves me right every day, and it makes me giggle. Niners specials teams 13, Packers 10. All season we gave up crap to the special teams, and they came through. Gold was gold. Agree. Good for the special teams. Grant, is Jimmy gone after the season, or was drafting Trey a mistake? Jimmy's gone. Are you kidding me? What did he do in this game to help his trade value? That game took 10 years off my life. Thanks, Jimmy. Yeah, that Jimmy is giving everyone the gray hairs that he has. Grant, man, at this point, if we plan on running the ball and playing only throwing like 15 times, might as well put in Lance since he can run. He can hand the ball off and have defenses on their heels. Yeah, man, this was the first time you saw the Niners run game really struggle because defenses don't respect Jimmy. And Kyle doesn't respect Jimmy. So they sell it to stop the run, and Kyle keeps running. And Deebo and Elijah Mitchell have to work really hard, even though they're really good, when if you put in Trey Lance, there would be more space. Kudos to DeMeco and Hightower. I apologize to Armstead. I apologize to Armstead, too. He's really, really good. Armstead has been balling these last 2 weeks. Yes. Every Niners fan's dream came true. They knocked out both the Cowboys and the Packers out of the playoffs on their fields. Yet 7-year-old Grant is so proud. How about the special teams and defense? How about them? They won the freaking game. They should be so proud. The offense should be pretty quiet on the plane ride back. When Jimmy doesn't step up, special teams will. Yeah, I mean, Jimmy is the reason special teams stepped. He gave them the confidence to do it. Who would win, this team or 2019 team? I don't know. This team? Defense played great and special teams played awesome. Whenever you need a first down, just give the ball to Deebo. NFC Championship, here we come. Let's see if we can win again in spite of the arsonist. Yeah, let's see. They're really good at it. They're really good at winning in spite of Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy G will be the 2001 Baltimore Ravens. He's on pace to be like Trent Dilfer. I agree. I totally agree. Trey looked good holding that clipboard tonight. Maybe put him in a wide receiver so Jimmy's dimes in the first quarter don't bounce off people's chest. Yes, because Jimmy was so good in this game. Definitely a time for Jimmy fans to take a victory lap. After this game, how much do you believe Deebo will get paid after the rumors came out of a possible blockbuster extension? A ton of money. He is by far the most valuable player on the team. It's not even close. Hey, Grant, nice shirt. Thank you. All I got to say is, who would have thought that special teams, our biggest weakness, would be one of the main reasons why we won this game? I think it's hilarious, and I think it's great that special teams is the reason that the Packers, once again, don't win the Super Bowl. I really see Jimmy getting praised for this game. Literally, Deebo and the defense and the special teams won this game. Grant, loving the show as always, man. Keep spitting facts. I will try. Thank you for the donation. Take my money, you handsome king. You are a handsome king. Thank you. The best journalist I follow, Grant. What happened on that INT, Jimmy? They just made a play. Can't make that throw under those circumstances. What? That's not what we want to hear, Jimmy. He was like really disappointed that I asked that question. He almost got out of that press conference without anyone asking about that, which was disappointing. Just because the other team, the rest of the team played well, doesn't mean you don't ask Jimmy Garoppolo about the one play that mattered from him. Grant, why does Jack Cameron look like he could be Jesse's dad? Love your videos. Maybe he is Jesse's dad. You just don't know. And he totally redeems himself. Jimmy Ward, end of the second quarter, crazy win. This team has so much heart. I don't know how long they can win in spite of Jimmy. I don't know. This might have been the last one. Maybe they'll do it again next week. If they play the Rams, they're going to win next week. Jimmy Garoppolo is the worst quarterback in ever, and we still won. Kyle Shanahan and DeMeco deserve sainthood. Is it crazy to say that DeMeco is considerably better than Saleh? Not sure if there's less talent in 2019, but the offense is worse. I can see that. I can see you saying that. DeMeco is on fire. Holy hell, what a win. This team has some serious heart. Remember, they came back from 17 down just to get in. They've won 3 straight road games. That's very hard to do. Now they have the 4th one in a row coming up. This is for your Papa Grant. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can't believe they call us fake fans for calling out Jimmy. Yeah, man. I mean, I just think it's fair to give the rest of the team praise. If Jimmy G can't find a new team next season, I'm thinking his expertise in TV drama will find him a spot on the next season of The Bachelor. You know he'll win the final rose. He's made for that show. Absolutely. Grant, is the cold weather responsible for the low scoring, or was this game destined to be a defensive battle no matter what? I think great defense and Jimmy Garoppolo were responsible for the low scoring. We're really good in spite of our quality control. Ooh, that hurts. Yet it rings true. Our defense deserves a quarterback 4 a.m. here in Brazil. Hey, shout out to you. Thank you for staying up to watch. 6 picks in the last how many games now? Exactly. Bucks or Rams next game? Probably the Bucks. Deebo should be the MVP of the league, not Aaron. I understand the league doesn't work that way, but this offense is nothing without Deebo and Elijah. Yeah, how many running backs you just give the ball to on 3rd and 7 and say, win the game for us? I mean, he did it. Let's talk Eric Armstead. Special teams getting all the credit for this, right? Jordan Willis blocked the punt. Talanoa Hufanga recovered it. Touchdown. That's the game right there. But can we just give Eric Armstead credit? First of all, in the 4th quarter, the Packers had the ball 3rd and goal from the 8, up 7-3. They were threatening to score a touchdown. Had they gone up 14-3, they win because the Niners finished with 13 points. Eric Armstead sacks Aaron Rodgers on 3rd and goal from the 8. That was huge. All right. Then the next possession, Packers get the ball again, 3rd and 8 from their 23. Armstead sacks him for a loss of 11, which puts the Packers back at their 12, which leads to the punt block. Had they been at the 23, I don't know if they blocked that punt. So to me, Armstead enabled the special teams to save Jimmy Garoppolo. In a sense, Armstead was the best player in the game. Armstead's the reason the Niners won. Of course, they needed those heroic, miraculous plays on special teams, but I'm not sure that punt block happens without Eric Armstead's 2nd sack. Eric Armstead, where the hell has this been your whole life? How do you do this now? Anyway, I guess it's not worth questioning. I feel like if he keeps this up for 2 more games, it'll be worth all the money the Niners paid him, even though he didn't really produce until 2 weeks ago. Great for Eric Armstead. He's playing right now better than Buckner ever played for the 49ers. He's playing right now as good as any defensive. I mean, he's playing like Bryant Young right now. If you remember Bryant Young from 25 years ago, he's playing like that. He's playing like the best player on the team, like better than Nick Bosa. It's amazing. And I think he's just going to get lost in the shuffle a little bit because he doesn't play quarterback. His name isn't Deebo, and he doesn't play special teams. But really, those sacks were game changers. And he's a game changer, and I said he wasn't, and I was wrong, and he's right. And I apologize, Eric. You're a hell of a freaking player. Congratulations. I like to see you prove me wrong weekly. Niners are dangerous because Jimmy could do no wrong. 0 wrong. Since Kyle has taken his team back to the NFC Championship in spite of Jimmy, can you finally say Kyle's a good head coach? Quit hating on banana hands. I will give Kyle credit for hiring DeMeco Ryans and for hiring Mike McDaniel and having this run game, but I don't think Kyle particularly was great in this game. I mean, his offense was pretty awful. So we'll talk about Kyle, but he has some things to answer for as well, and he hasn't won the Super Bowl yet. Does Hightower keep his job? Yeah, I think so. I would think so. Really great game today. Aikman also said he threw 2 dimes to Kittle and Jennings, who dropped passes. Ayuk nearly fumbled. Mitchell face mask, ruined drive for Jimmy too. He threw 2 dimes. Every quarterback throws a couple of dimes every game. Can we raise the bar a little higher, please? I'm sorry, I get worked up. Wow, Trey can't get in for such a crucial 4th and 1. Oh, yeah. That must mean Trey's a bust right there. I'm done saying banana hands. Are you? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I got a little cowlick though. Maybe I don't know. But no, absolutely not. Keep him preaching the truth, Grant. I am so excited to see what this team will look like with an NFL caliber starting quarterback next season. Trey time. It's been Trey time. Shout out to MMG. The Niners always win when he says they'll lose. Deebo for MVP. Who is MMG? Shout out to my daughter, Audrey Rose. Shout out your daughter. Yes, absolutely. Eric is always there when this team needs a game-changing play. He is the very definition of clutch. Respect, Eric. Yes, agree. Jimmy G comes through again with another game-winning drive. When he plays, we go to the NFC Championship. Trade Trey for a laundry machine while we can. That is the dumbest comment so far in the stream. You win the dumbest comment so far of the stream. Dude, they converted a 3rd and 7 running the ball. What are you talking about? He completed 2 passes on that drive. Can we stop giving Jimmy Garoppolo credit for the rest of the team? Can we please stop that? I think Jimmy Garoppolo has got enough charity in his life. He doesn't need more. What do you prefer if you're the Niners? Bucks or Bucks? Excuse me, Rams. The Rams. You want to face the Rams. You own the Rams. You don't want to face Tom Brady. Rodgers should get Allstate to protect for mayhem like that. Shout out to David and Travis Heaney. Yes. How cold was it? Did it affect the game? It was not as cold as it was yesterday. It was hell cold yesterday. Eric Armstead cap hit this year's $12 million, which is reasonable. Next year's $20 million. Yeah, he better keep playing like this next year because he's earning that now. Best thing about these playoffs is the national audience seeing how good Deebo, he's returning kicks now. I forgot to mention that about Deebo. They also had the kick return from Deebo. That was part of the special teams. 45-yard kick return that led to one of the field goals. All these Jimmy stands giving you money. Keep it going, Grant. The real ones know the right decision is to start the kid. Start the kid. Gave up 3 first-rounders for a dude to hold Jimmy's jockstrap. How come Jimmy fans always get so graphic and Grant would hold it for free. Give us our picks back. Trade Trey. Okay. Well, you're on your own there, buddy. Enjoy rooting for Trent Dilfer 2.0. Rodgers to SF. Trey sits another year to learn behind him. Niners dominate the rest of the decade. I don't see that happening. I don't have a life-size picture of that happening. You're so focused on Jimmy, you ignore how bad the O-line is. Tom Compton was a turnstile. The O-line got bullied all game. They actually did a pretty good job in the run game, and maybe if Jimmy Garoppolo could move, that would help. Maybe he could avoid some of the sacks. Banana hands, Shanahan. Yeah, banana hands is definitely better than Shanahan. I've noticed that. All right, let's talk Deebo Samuel. He had about 40 yards receiving, about 40 yards rushing, and about 40 yards returning. By far the best player on the team. He should be the kick returner, the punt returner, the starting running back, not the backup running back, the number 1 wide receiver, and he should have like probably 2 throws a game. Now, he did get hurt a little bit. He got hurt twice in this game, but he returned both times. After the game, he seemed totally fine. He spoke at this post-game press conference, which usually means he's not injured. He walked away, didn't limp, looked good. The Niners really could win the Super Bowl just because they have him. It seems to me that usually you think you got to have the right quarterback to win the Super Bowl. But the Packers had the best quarterback in the league, and they couldn't win a single playoff game. Maybe running the ball is more important. Maybe teams that run the ball and can't be stopped on the ground actually have the biggest advantage. I think the Niners have that advantage right now. As long as Deebo's healthy, they should be fine. It looks like he's okay. But I just want to remind you, the Niners had no offense in this game. The first field goal was a result of a 45-yard kick return that set the Niners up near midfield. The second field goal was a result of Deebo Samuel running for 9 yards on 3rd and 7. So you could give Jimmy Garoppolo credit for this or that, but Deebo Samuel, once again, totally overcame Jimmy. You could win with Deebo Samuel with any quarterback because all you got to do is hand him the ball. The best non-quarterback in the league, maybe the best player in the league, regardless of position. I thought he was more impactful than Aaron Rodgers in this game. He was more unstoppable than Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is okay in this game. Deebo Samuel was unstoppable, and he only averaged 3.8 yards per carry. Couldn't get the big play, but on 3rd and 7, you knew it was undeniable. He's the biggest advantage in the league, and the Niners just have to keep giving it. They have to get out of his way. That's Kyle Shanahan's job this year. Get out of Deebo's way. Last week against Dallas, Deebo said, give me the ball. Kyle's job is to say, sure, yes, sir, yes, sir. Today he had 13 touches. Next week it should be 14. They can't lose. Well, the crazy thing was that 4th and 1, Deebo wasn't on the field when they didn't convert it. Niner fans almost lost their mind. I think Kyle figured it out. He was going to call a pass on that final play, and he's like, you know what? Maybe I'll just give it to Deebo. That was smart. Packers and fans are stunned and numb. Hilarious. You should have seen them walking back. It was like Night of the Living Dead. You better have some positivity for us, Grant. I'm going positive right now. New York Giants vibes. Yeah, I can see that. I feared for my life when Deebo went out for the game. I know, right? It seemed like K1 was getting burnt all game. Yeah, but not for big gains. Tom Compton been hanging with Jimmy too much. Almost gave it away. Love the show, Grant. Tom Compton is much better run blocking than pass blocking. Oh, my God, Grant almost fought a Packers fan, was a gentleman the whole game, and we pulled that out. Wow, I'm speechless. I'm glad you didn't fight the guy. Fighting is silly. Is the silverback okay? That's the next topic. Yeah, Grant, when Jimmy Garoppolo answered your question, he just looked away, very upset. Who cares? He needs to start taking responsibility for his screw-ups. Like, dude, can you take off the goal chain and the goal watch and just have some humility? You're the worst starter on the team. Jay, Interceptalo from Spain. Jimmy not being that great of a quarterback, is that one of the reasons why his teammates and coaches are as good as they are? I think that's what I was trying to say. They're better than they should be because of him. Is Jimmy Garoppolo 80 years old? Freaking can't move. But somehow he keeps winning, though. Don't say he wins. They win. It's a team sport. Do you think Jimmy is this year's Deebo's prime? I would think so. I'd like to think he'd keep it going, though. Imagine if we had Verrett, Ford, and Lance playing. Imagine if there were no injuries in football. Yes. We had 3 offensive points record. If we play the Bucs, 0 offensive points. If we play the Bucs, can we get the run game going? How do we match up? The Bucs have a very good run defense, so that's kind of concerning. We had 3 offensive points. They had 0 offensive points. If Jimmy G, I'm a Jimmy G fan, but I'm seeing how he's holding the Niners back. The O-line didn't hold up too well for Jimmy tonight either. Thanks for your Niner coverage. Thank you. And that's another reason to play Trey Lance, because he can actually move behind an offensive line that doesn't pass protect that well. Special teams, defense, and Deebo won the game. NFC Championship, love you, Grant. You annoyed me the whole season last year, but I never stopped watching you ever since. Let's go. Grant, well, thank you, man. You never annoyed me. I always liked you. Jimmy's QBR last 4 games, Titans 88, Rams 87, Cowboys 67, Packers 57, worrying trend, getting worse and worse. Good point. The dude is injured. Anyone with block punt and field goal and Deebo, but every other QB would have blew them out. Yep. Hey, Grant, thank goodness for the defense and special teams. The way D. Ryans is coaching, you would not think he was a rookie DC. Good call. Agree. Only reason why you want Trey to start is because you hope he's a bust so you can have things to write about. Maybe you're the arsonist. I don't think so. I want to be right. Can Deebo play quarterback at this point? I think he can. Why not? Grant doesn't hate Jimmy. He just doesn't understand how he always makes the same mistakes and doesn't own up to them. Yeah, it kind of bothers me. We going all the way? I don't know about that. You still got an arsonist as a quarterback, which is rough. Team Jimmy, F Trey Lance. Wow. Okay. All right. Let's talk Trent Williams. Trent Williams, I think, is the one whose injury you got to worry about. Deebo Samuel spoke at his post-game press conference. I could see he wasn't limping. Trent Williams didn't talk. Trent Williams walked by the post-game interview room with crutches and didn't have any weight on his right foot, didn't have his shoe on. Looked like that's an injury that could be serious. Kyle Shanahan said he's going to have x-rays on it. When asked about Deebo's injury, Kyle Shanahan blew it off and said, we celebrated together after the game. With Trent, he said, yeah, that's an injury that's probably going to require x-ray. I don't know that he's going to play next week. So the Niners have proven they can win without Trent Williams. They did it 2 weeks ago against the Rams, and they could play the Rams again. But don't necessarily count on Trent Williams playing next week. He was on crutches walking out of the locker room, which is not usually a good sign. And when they already know that he needs x-rays, I think they're probably fearing the worst there. Hopefully for the 49ers, if he does miss this upcoming game, they can win and he can return in a couple of weeks for the Super Bowl, but definitely something to monitor. Trent Williams on crutches after the game. If the Rams win, Niners will have 2 home games to close the season. Ha ha, ha 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 ha, ha ha ha. I don't know who's worse, Jimmy G or quality control. Ooh, touche. Grant, fill in at left tackle, please. I don't want to die. Jimmy has the weakest arm I've ever seen. Probably better with his left. BTW Grant, we need an interview with Ward if we win the Super Bowl. Deal. Do you think you've entered your prime this season? I do think I have. I really do. Breaking the Niners changed their name to SF Samuels. That's hilarious. We saw Trey on the road this year. It was embarrassing. Top 3 pick running around scared, getting stuffed on 4th and 1. What a waste. You keep giving me money to embarrass yourself on the stream. So thank you, man, because you're really making yourself look bad. Kyle's the best head coach left in the playoffs for simple fact that he got his team to a championship when you were starting a witch hunt calling for his firing midseason. Quit hating banana hands. I said trade him if he missed the playoffs. I did say fire him after he lost to Colt McCoy, but I walked it back. I was consistent. Just trade him. He has trade value. But they're not trading him. He's in the NFC Championship again. Bet at least 30% of fans wanted Jimmy to get hurt. I don't think so. I'm happy Niners won, but not happy to see Jimmy play another game. He stresses me out. He's also not fun to watch. I mean, it's like it makes you want to knock your head against the wall. Would Trey Lance done better than Jimmy? Would he have second TD? Yes, I had to ask that. I don't see how you could do worse than Jimmy. I don't see how quarterbacks could do worse than Jimmy right now. He's doing really, really bad. In the first half, I felt like anything that can go wrong will go wrong. Then they're going to play and enjoy playing in Tampa next week. That's a long trip. I'm looking forward to it. At least it'll be warm. At least it'll be warm. Man, you do all this talking from the hotel room with a chat that provokes your attitude, yet you shrivel up in the pressers. I shrivel up in the pressers, huh? That's interesting. I was the only one that asked Jimmy Garoppolo about his interception today. DeMeco Ryans gets praise every week. I tempered the praise last week because he let the Cowboys go down the field at the very end. But in this game, he gave up the touchdown drive on the first drive. And it looked like, man, the Niners are going to get blown out. But what I was so impressed with DeMeco was he didn't have to wait until halftime to make an adjustment. He made an adjustment on the sideline, which is very difficult for any coordinator. And it's something that a lot of coordinators can't do. He did it in a playoff game in Lambeau when it was really freaking cold. He had that offense figured out. He had Devontae Adams getting whatever he wanted in the first drive, and then pretty much shut down the rest of the game. And we were talking, he's going to have to double him, bracket him, the kind of stuff we used to talk about with Robert Saleh. DeMeco knew it. He did it, no problem. Shut down Devontae Adams essentially after the first drive. What more does this guy need to show? I don't understand why he's not going to get a head coaching job right now. He's only been a coordinator for 1 year. Who cares? Vrabel was a coordinator for 1 year. This guy he passes every test that you give him and makes it look easy. He's a flat out excellent coordinator. And for weeks, he's been out coaching Kyle, just like Saleh used to do. He's a more reliable play caller than Kyle Shanahan, DeMeco Ryans. He's quicker to adjust than Kyle Shanahan. He's a better feel for the players he needs to play than Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan is excellent, but DeMeco Ryans is actually better than him right now, which is unreal. You wouldn't expect someone in his first year as a coordinator to be better than Kyle, who's been a coordinator since 08, 07. DeMeco, NFL team, if you're watching, hire this man as your head coach. Hire him. DJ Khaled strikes again with another one featuring defensive special teams. Yeah, it was the defensive special teams featuring Jimmy, and Jimmy gets all the credit. I swear if I hear another person on national media talking about keeping Jimmy because he's a winner, I'm going to lose it. I thought he was going to make the throw on 3rd and 7 to maybe set up the field goal, but he didn't even do that. He handed off on 3rd and 7. Jimmy should be first team all. Oh, man. Grant, who do the Niners want to see in the Super Bowl? Chiefs or Bills? Quick prediction, please. They're not looking at the Super Bowl yet. They got to get past the NFC Championship game. They got to get past Tom Brady, most likely. Good luck. Did anyone suit up at right tackle tonight? Wowzers. Yeah, no. Who's worse, Jimmy Garoppolo or Tannehill? Garoppolo. Garoppolo's the worst quarterback left in the playoffs by far. Tannehill threw a pick to lose the game with 20 seconds left today. Has Jimmy ever done that? Nope. Shan's so upset he traded up for Trey. That's $20 you've given me to embarrass yourself. Thank you very much. How you right-handed at throwing noodles to the right? Geesh. Jimmy arm is shot. Trey Lance has to play if we lose because Jimmy, it's on Kyle. I agree, and I'm waiting for that moment. It better not happen. I respect the hell out of Kyle, but DeMeco had his defense better prepared than Kyle, had his quarterback and offense ready for this game. I said it. It's been that way for weeks. Crazy. It's crazy. DeMeco MVP, Super Bowl defense, but Jimmy interception again. Agreed. Grant, I think you're missing the real story of this team. Why does this team still defend 10 and get defensive about it? I think we need to ponder it. I don't care because they're teammates. Who cares? They're supposed to. Don't let these Jimmy fans diss you. Jimmy is, I'm not going to say that. If we lose this on him, can't wait for the Lance era to start. Going to show these clowns what it's like to have an actual quarterback. Thank you. Niners beat Bucks, Grant. Okay. Wish DeMeco was our head coach. Kyle gets cute. Maybe they can just switch roles. How about that? All right, last topic. Kyle Shanahan. He's not as bad as Jimmy Garoppolo, but he's the one that enables Jimmy Garoppolo to be bad. They didn't have to throw the ball as much as they did in this game. They were throwing the ball on second down, and Jimmy Garoppolo. Kyle, you know you don't trust this guy, but you put the game in his hands more than you would need to. Why? How committed are you to his trade value? Just call 6 passes in a game. So I don't understand that. And then the 4th and 1 play, you went back to that run with Trent Williams in motion. You'd already called it from the same personnel grouping, the same motion. It was new. The Packers got beat by it the first time. They were ready for it the second time. That was a really bad call. But what's interesting about Kyle is just when you're like, man, you're as culpable for this as Jimmy Garoppolo, with the game on the line, is the perfect call. The run to Deebo Samuel on 3rd and 7 gets 9 yards. That totally redeems everything he did in this game. Because you're thinking, man, if only you would just stick to handing off to Deebo Samuel, you'd never lose. And then just when you think he's forgotten about it, boom, he comes back and calls the right play, and the Niners win. Still, though, DeMeco and the defense played well for 55 minutes. The Niners offense played well for like 10 minutes. Can we get some more consistency out of the offense? And I think what's going to happen is his offense is going to continue to struggle and struggle. This run game is going to continue to struggle until either Jimmy Garoppolo plays better or they go to a different quarterback. Jimmy Garoppolo keeps getting worse and worse weekly, and Kyle isn't doing anything about it. What can you do, right? Just keep calling runs? But it's getting very difficult for the Niners to just run to win. They averaged less than 4 yards a carry in this game because the Packers didn't respect their pass game. So I don't know. Kyle Shanahan wanted this. He decided that Jimmy Garoppolo gives the Niners their best chance to win, and I'm not sure that he does. But you know what? They're capable of overcoming him. Are they not capable of overcoming Trey Lance? I don't know. But Kyle Shanahan gets credit for hiring DeMeco, for having this defense, for having this special teams today. But I don't know. His offense is not inspiring confidence right now, is it? Are you confident in his offense right now? I'm not. I'm not at all. So we'll see. Got to find another way to overcome the arsonists next week. This might be the best defense in the NFL. We have top three offensive weapons, but Jimmy's really trying his best to throw the season away. Very sad. Well, maybe he's trying to help out his future team. You ever think about that? Our special team's finally special. Yeah, we called it Bama earlier. Imagine how cocky Jimmy G fans are right now. He did zero to help them win. He was bailed out the whole time. He actually did stuff to harm the 49ers. He wasn't just like a net zero. He was a net negative. Draco was LA's Mac Dre, and haters going to hate. Grant, what's up with these lames talking stupid and still leaving you some money? Keep doing what you're doing. Play the kid. The reason why the O-line struggled is because the Packers took away the middle. Why don't defenses just line up inside the hashes? Jimmy don't know how to complete a pass outside. I'm surprised teams don't do that more. I think the fact that it was cold really helped also. Jimmy had nothing on his throws. Grant, I'm just happy we won. Me too. I'm glad. I'm really enjoying covering this season. I'm happy it's still going on. Quest for 6. Go Niners. Leave Jimmy G in Green Bay. They'll have a quarterback for next year. Yeah, man. Jimmy G can pay his own way home. I'm not a Jimmy fan, but I tell myself it can be worse. We could have a losing quarterback like a few years ago. Let's enjoy the wins. We can get them. Sure. All right, man. I think a lot of quarterbacks could win with this team right now. People saying Jimmy won this game when he led the offense to 3 points. Tough scene. Yeah, and those 3 points, what was it, the drive that started at midfield or the drive where he completed 2 passes? I don't know. All right, guys, it's getting late. I have a flight in 3 hours. So I'm not going to sleep tonight. I'll sleep on the plane. Thanks for watching. I'll be back tomorrow. We're all going to watch Bucks and Rams, see who wins. I'll go live after the game. We'll talk about it. See you then. Thanks for watching. Terrible call, 4th and 1, and Ryan saved him again. Agree. Ayuk posted video with Silverback getting on plane with no crutches on IG. Grant show is amazing. Keep it up. Good to know. Ayuk breaking news. You need this money a lot more than me. Being Jimmy's stepchild can't be easy. $25. Thank you very much. Hilarious that a Jimmy Garoppolo fan would spend $25 to gloat after he threw a pick and had a quarterback rating of 57 in a playoff game. Embarrassing. People say Jimmy won us the game. True. With the ascension of Eric Armstead, is it fair to say that moving on from Defoe was the best long-term decision? Let's see how the season ends. But boy, he's really redeeming that decision for sure. Did we get that? I think we got everything. All right, nope. Hold on, you guys are really keeping me here. Hey, Grant, love the show. Do you think there's an aspect of band of brothers going on with Jimmy, firing up those around him so the team does in fact win in spite of his mistakes? I don't know, maybe. Maybe the team wouldn't play as hard if Trey Lance was the quarterback, although I find that kind of silly. They're professionals. I'd rather have Fitzmagic than Jimmy G. Yeah, because at least Fitz those touchdown passes. What's your take on the first half when the running game not working, but we try throwing and that still doesn't work? The offense was awful, and it was Jimmy Garoppolo's fault. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll be back tomorrow. Enjoy the victory.